Eagles play the Cowboys in week 1 this year, so we said let's look back and find the 5 best games for the Eagles against the Cowboys in their history of the rivalry. At number 5, we have the 11-sack game in 1991. Troy Aikman goes down 11 times. The Eagles win 24-0 at Texas Stadium.
Yeah, franchise record still, 11 sacks in the game. Troy Aikman had no shot. He still talks about that game. I mean, that defense, that's one of the greatest defenses ever, and it's just a shame that team, with all their quarterback injuries, never got to the playoffs. Won 10 games, didn't make it.
All right, you want to go to number 4? 1995, Emmitt Smith, 4th and 1 stop. The Eagles win 20-17. Both teams were good at this point, which is kind of rare in the rivalry. It was a playoff race then.
The Cowboys were 9-point favorites in that game, and they were up 17-6 in the third quarter. Eagles tied it. Just before the 2-minute warning, the Cowboys had a 4th and 1 on their own 29, and Barry Switzer decides to go for it. Everybody knew what play was coming. It was going to be load left, Emmitt Smith. Emmitt goes up the middle. Kurt Gouveia stuffs him. The place is going nuts. The officials run and say no. 2-minute warning hit before the play ran, so the play never happened. Cowboys were going for it again. They run the exact same play. I still remember Merrill screaming, "They stopped him again!" I believe it was Gary Anderson ended up kicking the field goal a couple plays later to win the game 2017.
Number 3 happened in 2008. It's a score you remember, 44-6.
That was that game that all that stuff had to happen on the last day of the season.
They needed the Texans to beat the Bears. They needed the Raiders to beat the Bucks. Both of those things happened before the Eagles' late afternoon kickoff.
Yeah, and they just crushed Dallas. I just remember 2 long fumble recovery returns for touchdowns.
At number 2, we have the Pickle Juice game, the one that was the opener in 2000. More symbolically important than standing blocks.
For me, it was the changing of the guard. That's when the Eagles got good, was that day. The Eagles onside kick to open the game. It was 109 degrees, still the hottest game ever. Hugh Douglas got up in the locker room before the game and he started screaming, "I don't want to hear one person complain about the Heat. We're going to kick their ass." And they did. Once they got the ball in the onside kick, and they just started scoring at will. And Rick Burkholder, the trainer, who did the pickle juice, they gave all the players pickle juice. He said it was to keep them hydrated. Years later, he told me, "You know what? That was a myth. If they think it's helping them, it's helping them." He said pickle juice doesn't help you.
Deuce Staley in that game. 26 carries, 201 yards, and a touchdown.
Yeah, that was the first 200-yard rushing game in Eagles history.
Number 1, the 1980 NFC Championship game. Obviously, the situation put it at number 1 here. I was tempted to fight for Pickle Juice to be number 1, but look, it's tough you beat the Cowboys to go to the Super Bowl. Wilbert had 26 for 194 and a touchdown. It was 7-7 at halftime. The Eagles won 20-7.
That remains the only postseason win the Eagles ever had over the Cowboys.